Alright, so welcome to another AOV tier list. And for this list, we'll be going over the AOV Arcanas. So Arcana is a very important resource alongside heroes. And I don't really see a lot of tier lists for Arcanas. Because the thing is, gold is really rare, a rare resource in the game, right? You only get 4k gold per week at maximum. And most people do not maximize their gold for the week. So you only get like, I don't know, 3k gold. Let's say 3k gold per week, right? And all the Arcanas, if you want to get all of them, it will probably take you up to 3 years of continuously playing every week in order to get them. That's a ridiculous amount of time that you need to put in for all the Arcanas to be level 3. At 3 years, I'm just throwing out a random number, 2 years. For me, I took 1 year to get a set of Arcana that all the heroes can work with. So it's a ton of time and also money. If you spend money to get Arcanas, to get gold, in order to get Arcanas, then it's even worse. So I already spent like $15 and a whole bunch of time in order to get farm up the Arcanas. So this tier list will go over which Arcana you should purchase, which Arcana is applicable to the most amount of heroes. Okay, for that Arcana, they'll generally go into S tier, and Arcana that do not apply to most heroes will go into D tier. Right, so these are the most cost inefficient Arcana that you can get. The most cost efficient Arcanas will work across a range of heroes, so get them if you have limited gold. Right, so I'm using a PPT instead of a tier maker because I can't really fit all these images into the tier maker site, right? So if you look at this image, I basically cut out information from the Samurai website site. So the Samurai Gamer is a AOV Samurai Gamer. Just Google it. It's an aggregator site for all kinds of AOV information. Some of their information are outdated because it has not been updated since like 2018. But the Kana information is correct because it has not been changed ever since the game started. So if you look at this is the name of the Kana, the description, and then the goal value. You can see 65.3. I'm not sure if it's large enough, but you can see the goal value over here, 65.3. And goal value, just how they calculate this is they divide, right, the basic items like the attack speed, the quick gloves, the attack speed, knife thingy, dagger thingy, right? It gives 10%. For example, it gives 10% attack speed for 290 gold. So that will convert to about 29 gold for 1% attack speed. Yep. So they use this information. For example, a crit gloves, it costs 420 gold, right? But it gives 14% crit chance, something like that. So by that logic, it will be about 30 gold for every crit chance. So using this, they calculate the gold values for the Arcana. Okay, first will be atrocity. If you can't really see, I'll just spell it out. It's the one that increased crit chance by 1.6%. It's an S tier. Why? Because most marksmen will actually use this, and a lot of assassins that rely on auto attack will use this. Alright, next will be Blitz. Blitz I'll put at A tier. It's not S tier. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about this because they kind of take up too much space. That's a bit awkward. Let's see. Yeah, they kind of take up a bit too much space. I have to do it like this. Because there's going to be 6 for every column, right? So I need to stretch this out. That's a bit awkward. I shouldn't have included this part. I should have just cut all of them out. Should have cut the goal value out. The goal value are just there for your information, but they are not that reliable. How am I going to go about this? If I put it here, I'm not sure if the viewer will be able to see that it's S tier or A tier. Alright, let's just put it here for now. Let's just disregard it until we actually overflow. This actually overflows. So we'll put this for now. It looks very ugly though. Okay, next it will be Conjurer. Conjurer is definitely a D because nobody ever uses it. There's maybe one major mage that use it, but not that I know of. Maybe because it gives attack speed, right? But actually, maybe we can use this by the most recent assassin mage. What's his name called? The Pain. But that's about it. So it's in D tier. Violet is in S tier because almost every mage uses it. Basically, penetration items will definitely be in S tier. Next will be Indomitable. This is used by all tanks. All the tanks are going to use this Arcana, so I'm going to put it S tier. Remember, there are going to be 6 for each tier. Okay, next will be Rampage. It's going to be alongside Atrocity, S rank alongside Atrocity. Because basically, you want a combination of Rampage and Atrocity. Yeah, for both your crit junglers and your marksmen. Okay, next will be Bloodlust. This will be in the D tier because I rarely ever see any people use it on anybody. Onslaught will be S tier. I realize I've placed too many Arcanas in S tier. I might need to downgrade a bit. Well, okay, your Obliterate will be in D tier because I rarely ever see anybody uses it. Your Enlighten as well. I think only L'Oreal uses it, but apart from that, nobody will use it because you need that magic pierce, right? The ability power it gives is very little compared to a magic pierce. Okay, next will be Guerrilla. It's gonna be in your S tier as well. Okay, this list is overflowing. Oh gosh, I need to put this a bit higher. Okay, this is really messy. Gosh, I should have thought this through, but yeah. Yeah, so at least you can see the wording. That's good enough. And for your A tier, we have this Assassinate. Assassinate is gonna be on S tier, but I can't fit any more in. Alright, it'll be worse as you go down the list. Alright, so I'll put here for now, and Blitz will be somewhere closer to the middle. Right, and you have your Benevolence, which is gonna be useful for all your tanks. Okay, so I'll 9 on each row. Devour will be situational, very situational. It will go on some support, and some mages, but generally it's C. It's not completely unusable like D, but you rarely get any people that uses it. Fist will definitely be D without a dog. Just put it here. It's quite messy. This will be a D as well. Why is that the case? If you compare it with Benevolence, you'll see that yes, it's generally the same. It's the same idea, but the movement speed is very important, right? Because you don't really get any items that can increase your movement speed, and you want as much movement speed as possible to roam the map. So I'm going to talk about movement speed, elaborate on movement speed later on, so that you understand in detail what I'm talking about. Okay, so next will be Tyrant. Tyrant I'm going to put in B tier because there are some heroes that actually uses it alongside Blitz. Let's see, what's this? Reef. Reef is going to be in your S tier because a lot of marksmen actually uses it. This is going to be your A tier, not. Oh, this is really messy. Okay, next will be Magic Lifesteal. This will be in your S tier. Alright. Let's just combine as an A tier. Doesn't really matter. And what is this? This is Colossus. Basically the D tier. I rarely ever see anybody uses it. I'll just dump it here for now. Because the thing is, if you compare it with Benevolence, right? Both give HP. What Benevolence does best is it gives you very more crucial stats. Alright, it gives you movement speed. That is very important. Because if you compare it to the Arcana that give you movement speed, it's just this Guerrilla and this Assassinate. But tanks don't really need attack speed, nor do they need attack damage. However, they do need HP and they do need HP regen, which is why Benevolence is so good for tanks. Because apart from movement speed, it also give you stats that you actually need instead of stats that you don't really need. Alright, but Benevolence, let me see. You can actually substitute Benevolence for Assassinate. However, as a tank, you'll be less tanky, so you generally don't want that unless you are really, really short on gold. I'll think of how to split out this into as an A tier. For this, what is this? This is Crusader. It gives you armor and magic defense. Definitely the D tier. I've never seen anybody use this. Consume magic lifesteal and armor. All the Arcana that give you armor or give you magic defense are gonna be in the D tier. Okay, focus. Focus is actually the A tier. So I'll put it here. Right, alongside Tyrant and Blitz. Because you need on a lot of mages. Most mages will go for this where is this? Where is it? I can't really find it. This Violet, right? Sorry, not Violet. There's gonna be a magic pierce item. Oh, here it is. This is gonna be the S tier because most mages uses it. It's attack speed and gives you 64 magic pierce. But the thing is, some mage actually don't really take advantage of the magic pierce because they do true damage, like L'Oreal and Eliester. So L'Oreal Eliester will generally go for focus. Skewer. Okay, so Skewer is gonna be on S tier as well because it's good for all assassins and marksmen. Right, so there you have it, your 12 S tiers. Arcanas. Uh, this is will be on C tier, very situational alongside your Devour. Actually, you know what, Devour, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna bump Devour down into the D tier, into the nobody uses it tier, and this is gonna be the C tier. Let's see, Magic Defense. Again, any Arcana that has defense stats in it is gonna be D tier. Valiance is gonna be up there in the S tier, but I have no more space for it. It's a bit awkward. I'll put it here for now. Mithril is defense, give you defense stats, so it's gonna be in the D tier. Bastion again defense stats, so it's gonna be a D tier. So these are the Arcana you definitely want to avoid. You never want to get any of the armor ones, any of the ones that give you pure HP. Anyway, yeah, and any of the one that give you attack damage, pure attack damage and ability power. And Valiance is gonna be up there in the S tier, but I need to bump somebody down. Let's see. I'm gonna bump this Tyrant down, right? Because it's not used as much as in comparison. Alright, so this is gonna be my tier list. All of these 12 Arcanas at the top, you must buy. This tier list is really really bad for now. The labeling, because it doesn't really work at this point. But I'll just go through them. Rampage, Onslaught, Rampage and Atrocity are very good for a marksman. They are must buy if you want to play any marksman. And definitely they'll work on some warriors as well that require auto attacks. So you definitely must buy them. Onslaught gives you armor pierce, so it's really good for your abyssal laners that requires ability damage rather than auto attacks. So people like let's see, Lubu, people like Yena, they'll need Onslaught. But Violet will be good on most mages because it gives you magic pierce, and there are very little items that give you magic pierce in the game, and they will stack with those items, right? So you know those items only have one unique passive. They don't really stack with each other, but your Arcana stacks with them. So people usually to maximize your magic pierce, you build 88 magic pierce by Arcana plus your 75 from your item plus your boots. So that will give you 238 magic pierce. Yep, that's how people maximize it. And your Gorilla is good for movement speed and attack speed. So these are good for your junglers. And yeah, these are good for your junglers and especially mages, because mages don't really rely on attack damage, right? So give them attack speed instead. And Indomitable, this is useful for tanks. If you want to play any kind of tanks, you need to get this. Yeah, it's the only suitable one for tanks. All of the raid Arcanas are not really suitable for tanks except this. Right. Next will be your Assassinate. This while the Gorilla is good for people that relies on the auto attack, Assassinate is good for those who relies on the abilities. People like Batman, people like Butterfly, they don't really require on the auto attacks, right? On the speed of their auto attacks. So you give them Assassinate. Benevolence is good for tanks. It's the only one you must use for tanks. You can use Assassinate to substitute, but I would highly recommend you get Benevolence because it gives you a ton of HP regen as well. Alright, your Lifesteal, your Reef, this will be good on your marksman. So for your marksman, you want a combination of Gorilla and Reef, right? You want some movement speed, but you don't want all of it to be movement speed because you need some sustain in the lane. So this Lifesteal Arcana will give you some sustain. Along with your Magic Lifesteal, your mages, some of them will run full Benevolence, but some of them will run a combination of Benevolence and Magic Lifesteal, so that they can have some sustain. Next will be Flurry. So this will be required on most mages. If you want to play any mage, you will probably consider this. And Skewer, let's see. Skewer will be good on your marksman and your junglers, anybody that deals physical damage. On to the B tier. Sorry, not the B tier. This is kind of like A tier, and this is B tier because all of this is S tier. So onto A tier, you have your Blitz. It gives you a combination of attack speed and crit chance. So this will be good on your some marksman. Yeah, it will be situational. It will be good for marksman, which requires you to stack your auto attacks. People like Valheim, right? Because you get your movement speed for every ultimate attacks you do. So rather than rely on the crit, you rely on this to get your glaives out, because every third normal attack gives you a glaive, right? So you don't want to be stacking crit, you want to be stacking attack speed so that you can throw out as many abilities as possible. And yeah, so in the future, if there's any more marksman that also relies heavily on the number of auto attacks rather than the damage of each auto attacks, you want to give them Blitz. Okay, and this is mandatory if you want to go for Hayate, because Hayate requires 26% attack speed Arcana, and you definitely need Blitz for him. Oh, speaking of which, Hayate also need 10 Gorillas, so he don't have any lifesteal, which is why his sustain is kind of bad. You can take away 1 or 2 Gorillas and substitute them with Reef so that he can get some sustain in lane. I recommend 2 lifesteal for Hayate, and the rest will be Gorilla. So yeah, that will be Hayate, and Valiance will be good for all your tanks. In fact, let me think. Valiance should be in S tier as well, but I don't really have any space to put him. Let's see who will I bump down to. Let's see. I might bump down Atrocity. No, Atrocity is also very important. Can't really bump down Atrocity. Okay, so Venus is actually in S rank as well, but don't really have any space. I'll just put him here. So it's sort of hiding behind the Kana, but yeah, I'll put it here. It should be the S tier. So you have 13 Arcana in the S tier. And for your A tier, you have your Blitz and also your Focus. Focus is good on some mages. Okay, I'll explain this in detail after I finish talking about these two. Hex is good. I'm not sure on what heroes. Very few heroes uses it. Because you either want ability power or you want cooldown, right? You don't want like a mix. So it's very situational. I really don't know why people will want to build this. I will put in the detail for now because it's yeah. And okay, Tyrant is the odd one out. It's not really in detail. It's useful for certain heroes that rely on their crit, rely on their auto attacks, but want to be tanky at the same time. So very little heroes like achieve that. But one of the heroes that can benefit from this effect is Arthur, right? So because Arthur S1 is an empowered S1 that can crit, so and it also requires health, right? So usually when I play Arthur, I play him with 5 assassinate. By the way, I'm the server's best Arthur. I play Arthur with 5 assassinate and 5 tyrant. I'm going to bump it to 6 assassinate and 4 tyrant soon. Yeah, because if you run all assassinate, he'll be slightly too squishy. I find, especially at early game. And I don't really find the movement speed to be that important after you get 6 Arcanas, 6 assassinate Arcanas on him. So for Arthur, people like Arthur, what else? What else? Let me see. Maybe people that relies on auto attacks. So Zanis needs lifesteal, I think. For quick neck, I'm actually also the server best quick neck. I'm not sure why I keep talking about my server best heroes, but somehow I realize my server best heroes are all heroes that require on and then power auto attack. Let me think of Necroft. Definitely not good in Necroft, but so Tyrant, yeah, quick neck, because usually I only run about 3 assassinate on quick neck and 2 lifesteal Arcana, and the rest will be Tyrant, because you do want your quick neck to be a bit tanky. I mean, Tyrant gives you a quick chance, right? So when you jungle clear at the start, you don't need attack speed because it's that you rely on empower auto attack. So you need a quick chance instead of attack speed. And Tyrant gives you both quick chance and a bit of tankiness. So I built 5 Tyrant into my quick neck. Yeah, because his ultimate already gives him a ton of movement speed, so we don't really need that much movement speed. And giving him a bit of tankiness in exchange should be quite good, so that he can do those solo 1v1s. Yeah, so he can do those 1v1 kills, or else he'll be a bit squishy. Also, for Quillen, I also run 1 Tyrant. Okay, for most heroes, you want to run 1 Tyrant because it gives you like a bit of crit chance, right? So yeah, there's a chance that you can crit, right? I mean, I don't know about this, but most people tend to run 1 crit in their build for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they just want a lucky crit game. Yeah. So so you can run Tyrant, 1 Tyrant, and like 9 assassinate and 1 Tyrant. Okay. For the rest, let's go back to focus. Right. So there's a very fine detail about using focus and about using flurry. Okay, focus generally you want to use it on mages that does true damage. That's one, and you also want it to put it on heroes with utility rather than damage. So when you think of Andiester, it's a perfect example. He does true damage, okay, so that's one. And the second thing is he's more of a utility hero, right? So you want his skill to be, you want to spam his skills. You want his skills to need CC rather than need the damage. So Andiester, you will put focus on him because you need him to spam his skills. Basically, that's it. It's the damage from his skill doesn't really matter, but the number of times where you can get his skills to be used is what matters, which is why focus is I'll build focus on Alistair. Okay, other utility mages, I can't really think of any right now. But your build, I tend to put a mix of flurry and focus in my mages. Okay, why is that the case? When you build flurry, right, you want to build magic pierce, but not magic pierce percentage pierce. So you will not want to build the what's the item called? The 40% magic penetration item if you have flurry in your build. But if you have focus in your build, you will want to build that item, that 40 magic penetration item. Either build evil secrets if you have flurry in your Arcana build, and you will not want to build the 40% uh magic pen. However, if you are using focus, you want to use the magic pen. Okay, I'm going to explain this in a separate video, but just take my advice for now. It will increase your damage dealt by a lot. Yep. So by about 15 to 20%. So I'll explain this in a later video. So look forward to that. And yeah, this will be about it. So 13 mandatory Arcana that I put in the S rank. 2 Arcana that I put as B rank recommended for you to get. And 1 Arcana in the get it if you have enough gold. And 14 Arcana, the rest of the Arcana is just, yeah, do not get them. Let's try to find anything that actually looks interesting. Anything that give you armor and magic defense, again, do not get them because their value is just too low. You might get Colossus. No, not really. You just movement speed is just too important. If you look at the stats, it's 30 movement speed for 30 HP for 0.4 movement speed. And you definitely get the movement speed this trade-off because 30 health is nothing. Okay, let's see. Obliterate. You also won't want this or also. Some Laurel actually use Enlighten instead of Violate because the Laurel do not really require the magic pierce, but that's about it. It's only one hero. And Bloodlust, I don't see anybody build it, and Conjure also nobody builds it. So yep, that will be about it, and see you guys next video, where I think I'm going to explain damage reduction, the damage mechanics in AOV. A lot of people don't seem to get it, so I'm going to clarify. Yeah, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.